When you were in school, did you have any teachers that influenced you to get into science?
In high school, my high school biology teacher was very encouraging, and he said, you know, you're pretty good at science, you should consider that when you go into college. And even just like thinking about going to college, I think was a big influence from my teachers in high school, because they were like, no, you have to go to college, you gotta do it. So I'm like, okay, I'll do it.
My sixth grade teacher, the same one that I did the owl dissection one with, he had us do a lot of really cool science experiments, and I always did well in science, so he really encouraged me to do science. And in high school, I had a really fun teacher who took us on a field trip to the desert, so we got to like learn about the desert habitat and stuff, and she was really awesome and encouraging.
My freshman year, I think it was either my freshman or sophomore year of college, I joined a biology class, and I was waiting outside in the hallway for the teacher to come, and a woman walks down the hall, and she was, I think she was Chinese, and she had fiery red dyed hair, and she opened the door and she's like, okay, everybody go into the classroom, and she was our teacher. And I was so shocked that I had a female teacher, and that my female teacher had just this red crimson hair, dyed hair. She was really cool, she was really fun, and I'd never had a teacher like that. Most of my life I'd had white male teachers. And she's actually the one that told me that I should change my major from undeclared to being a biology major, and I ended up changing it because of her.
When I was in high school, I had this wonderful teacher called, her name was Anne Marie Grace, and I believe she's still teaching in the district, so it's great. But she was very, very enthusiastic about science and letting everybody know that everybody and anybody could do science. We had an environmental science class, and it was just so much fun. And that's all I remember. It's her energy towards science, so yes.
I don't think there really was a real pull towards, getting people to do science or push to, want to encourage people to go science, not when I was a kid. Fortunately, I really already had that passion. But what I did have in college was a really good mentor. Neither of my parents were scientists or professionals, or they didn't go to college even. So they didn't, while they knew, they supported my goals, they didn't know how to get me to where I wanted to be. So it really helped with having a mentor in college to guide me through the process of like what it takes to become a scientist.
In middle school, I had this crazy teacher. She had like a lot of white hair. It was long and it was puffy. But she was great. I remember she asked the class a question, and I was finally the one who got it right. And so she screamed, and she's like, "Oh my God!" And she was yelling, and she's like, "Finally, finally!" And so it's like the crazy teacher, but she was a lot of fun. But it was in college actually, that a lot of my professors really pushed me to be in the sciences, especially because I was one of the few Latinos and Latinas in the major of microbiology, that they saw that I had potential to do something, and so they pushed me to really go into the sciences and not become a medical doctor, which in the end I'm grateful for.
I think there was always teachers that influenced me to get into science, both directly and indirectly. For example, when I was in high school, I wasn't doing well in his class. It was chemistry, and an internship came up in the summer to work with scientists, and he nominated me, and I was really surprised because it was me and this girl who had like an A in the class, and I was thinking, why is he nominating me? I'm not that smart. But I think that maybe he saw something in me, because it was then that I realized that science was so cool and you can have a career in science and do well.